Folks, welcome back to the channel. So for those of you who like my technical analysis that I do on LUNC, this one is for you folks. This is the first one of the year. I've waited till this point realistically to do a technical analysis update to see kind of where the heading was, find out where the bottom was on this pump and possibly where we're going to start to make an uptrend. And one of these indicators, which is a really simple one to use, is the MACD indicator. And what I'm going to say, if you want to use this indicator, just click the indicators on any of the standardized trading systems, search MACD, and that will give you the moving average, convergence, divergence indicator. Now, with that being said, right, I've already got my indicator up. It is down here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to blow it up. As you can see, we have just crossed, and this is normally seen as a start of an uptrend, right? The downtrend's finished and the momentum has finally started to bottom out, and we've reached the point of where the uptrend's going to begin. Possibly we could be going down again, but hopefully not. Hopefully, with all of the different things that are going on, all of the different chatter that's going on, you've got Genuine Labs, you've got the Joint L1 Task Force also producing work. You've got a lot of different things going on. IBC hooks have been re-enabled. The possibilities are endless with the Cosmos. And if you haven't seen my previous video today, kind of talking about the EVMs versus the Cosmos is an absolute no-brainer with anyone who's worth their biscuits on this blockchain. So with all of this being said, right, we're on the daily. Let's take a zoom out. Let's look at exactly what's happened. And you can see this arrow here, and this arrow is the last time possibly we got close to some kind of instant bullish reversal, and this is where it just suddenly decides to pop and we go on another massive momentum run. Now, these momentum runs, they are strong, but with those momentum runs comes the downtrend, and those downtrends can be very strong. What it looks like is we've caught ourselves right down here and we've managed to bounce back up. So hopefully, with all of this being said and looking at the MACD and sort of taking it for face value, right, it kind of signifies that this is the start of an uptrend. So what are we looking for at the moment? Well, realistically, we are rising in a sort of wedge shaped pattern. We've dropped out of this sort of falling wedge where we were consistently falling. And like I said, we're looking for that intersection point where the MACD and everything crosses and the blue line comes under to go upwards. That's the bullish sort of side of things. But this wedge, who knows what's going to happen when this plays out. We could come down again, but hopefully we're not going to. And as we draw closer to the end of the month, we've got the Binance burn coming up. And something I think Binance should like start doing is doing it weekly or something instead of burning it all in one trot at the end of the month. Spread it out, post about it, gain momentum off of it, actually use it as a tool to gain traction towards the LUNC burns. And if you want to increase those LUNC burns, you should do a lot of your LUNC trading over on Binance. But there's been a lot of ups, there's been a lot of downs, but I know a lot of people are sort of wondering when is a possible good point to buy back in. And none of this is obviously financial advice or trading advice, but I pulled out and now I've jumped back in, and I specifically jumped in on this sort of indicator here and the things that are going on, even with all of the negativity and people doing the usual sort of Klaus Schwab ritual circle situation. There's still a lot of good stuff going on for this blockchain. It's still got a future if it wishes to pursue that through Luna and with Chris Armani and all of the different things. When I created TCC, we also got in touch with Luna. We spoke to them about getting future support on things. They confirmed we could have access to enterprise and all of these different things. I'm going to do a video on it specifically targeting that and speaking about what happened there and where that kind of led to and the IBC hooks and stuff, and try to get you up to date as to how far that's kind of pursued. But do remember, I'm on the outside of these things. I create them and then I step back as to not be a centralized entity trying to be involved with everything. There's a lot of people on this chain that do that. I experienced it with the whole sort of getting in touch with Luna sort of thing. Now, getting back to the price action, what do we realistically want to see here? Do we want to see another big run? Honestly, yes, I do. I think we're pretty undervalued at this point, and where I'm thinking is somewhere up here. What we don't want to see here, well, what we realistically don't want to see is just a direct up and a direct down. What I think is possibly the likelihood of the next few weeks and months ahead as we walk into this halving is actually seeing another substantial cut, come down again for a cook, and then go off again for a nice price movement. And I think this is realistically a feasible way of looking at this situation, because if we look back, let me get rid of my pen. If we look back, we can see these sort of smaller cup and handles playing out once we get down onto the macro side of things. You can see these sort of cups and handles playing out previously. And the bigger the cup, the more substantial it comes up and comes down. Sometimes the bigger the breakouts. There's a way to measure these kind of in the way that you would measure a head and shoulders pattern. But what we're actually looking for is a head and shoulders pattern buried inside this new formation, and then possibly a dragonfly doji. And before we went on this substantial run, I did a video signifying that a doji had been printed and it was looking like a very strong doji. And we had that substantial run, which came after that, and it was a substantial run. 480% is what we're looking for as crypto traders. And if we can get involved in more trades like this, and instead of trying to get in up here, simply saying to ourselves, well, possibly this is the bottom area, so possibly trying to catch it up here in this area, follow it back down, sell out here if you want, and then possibly riding it all the way back up if you're a real kind of ballsy trader. You like making those riskier plays of maximizing your profit. And those MEVs that we've spoken about previously, and I'll do some more updates on those, are so important. But the word MEV, which is maximum extraction of value, is so important with any crypto you're investing in. So trying to figure out where the bottom is very important. So what I'm hoping is here, I've got back in at a good point. I've got in at a point where we've booked a bit of profit. We're back in, and now we're going to ride it all the way back up again. And like I said, what we want to see is a very decent breakout. We need to get above this area. It's so important we get above this area, because if we come up, hit again, come down, come up, hit again, and come down, that's going to be 3 times that we've tried to break out within the past few months. It's not going to look good. But if we think about this and we look at where does this take us to on average, you're looking at past February, you're looking at actually more closer to the bull run that's ahead of us, the halving. And getting prepared for this is so important, because there's not going to be a lot of buying opportunities once it starts to move. The FOMO kicks in, and realistically, who knows what the bottom is at that point for any coin. It's meme coins that really have kind of got hold of me over the past few weeks, and I've ignored them quite strongly for a long time. And then I always look back at these meme coins where I thought to myself, well, maybe I'll buy £50 worth. And I thought to myself, don't waste the money. It's just going to be another rug pull. To go back and find out my £50 would be worth hundreds of thousands of pounds now. And it's really one of those kind of situations. I missed the shot on Bonk. I got in at a good point to make 100x, but I could have got in way back in time. So like I said, doing these price analysis, keeping an update on things, speaking about other things is so important for us moving forward. But my price target is definitely getting above and just up to the 3 range, getting out of this sort of weird hesitant area where we keep coming down and bordering close to that all-time low. Nobody wants to see us get back down there. So what are the sort of kind of bullish indicators you're going to be looking for to trade on LUNC at the moment? Well, you're going to want to keep an eye on the new Commonwealth. You're going to want to keep an eye on Station. You're going to want to do your research as to what kind of is going on, what's coming up, and what could lead to a massive surge in movement coming to this blockchain. And honestly, that previous pump was all around the time, right, when we were talking about Alliance, we were talking about Enterprise. There was lots of cool things going on. We just introduced the new DCM. There was all sorts of things going on which were letting people know on the outside of our bubble, which is LUNC, that, hey, look, come buy into this. You can make some money, you can stake your assets, you can do all of these different things. That's what it's all about. And this is why I keep saying it's all about how the mass media portrays this. It's about how YouTubers pick up on these kind of things and they go out and report on them. But folks, my price target is definitely above that 3 range and trying to get there at a steady rate, and not just seeing a vertical up and then a vertical back down. Nobody wants to see that. Folks, like, comment, subscribe. If you want to see more price analysis on different things, hit me up, drop a comment, let me know what's going on. Let me know if you like these ones, if you want to see USTC ones, if you want to see Luna ones, if you want to see more Luna content, let me know. We will make it happen. Folks, like, comment, subscribe. Those things do help the channel here. You can join the Patreon if you want to support more. If you've got LUNC, consider delegating with real validators that have been providing real utility and real movement for this blockchain moving forward. Links to everything in the description, folks. Stay safe, stay humble, stay aware, and I'll catch you in the next one.